All right. Well, we should be live. At least I choose to believe so. We are back after a fairly long hiatus to our Werewolf 20th anniversary game. We did actually play a couple of weeks ago where we did a little bit of background and city building for where you guys are now. No, most of you weren't able to meet that game. So a lot of this is going to be new to those of you that missed it. But we settled on you guys going to ground in the suburbs of a larger city. Um, and I picked Skagway. It's got a nice wilderness nearby. It's got access to the water. You guys have a large, kind of like a plantation style house because whose was it? Um,
Unless you found
Cats.
someone more suitable, Cat. It was like Cat's uncle's mother's grandmother or something like that.
I'm trying to find it here. Got these. I don't know. Oh yeah. So there's an old grandma that you were hoodwinked into thinking that you were kin of some sort, and it turns out you actually are. It's Kat who has the relationship back in your past somewhere. She's near blind, uh, so you're sort of taking advantage of her. But I think Kat actually is doing some things to help out. Yeah, it's a fairly large manor estate that has a compound. You also found that there's multiple levels underground, which we'll develop as we play here. It's a compound because this used to be well, and I picked Skagway because of this. Skagway actually was a huge gold mining area back in the day, and so that would make sense as why you've got underground levels to this house. Is they built it right on top of a very profitable mine, kind of to hide the entrance. So there's that.
And then there were other things that were hinted at.
Yeah, there were bones down there for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those of you that weren't able to make that world building session, this is where you guys go to ground. It's going to be like a month or so later. You're kind of laying low, trying to keep a low profile so that the very well connected Pentax company or whatever they are, whatever entity they are, is going to find it harder to find you. And this location suits most of you well because it's within a short drive of a fairly metropolitan area. You have access to a waterway. There is a huge forest pretty close. And for Barnaby, there is the estate used to have a farm on it. As the old lady is not able to upkeep most things, that has kind of gone
Excellent.
to pot, but it is still there. With a little elbow grease, you could get it functioning again. So, just to let everyone know, that's where we're starting off. You guys have laid low for a good solid month in this old lady's house. It is, again, it's a mansion style home, so there are plenty of rooms. And they discovered this underground area as well. And I think Kat is already set up down there with Mr. Bolton as well, running cabling down there for
Yeah.
network purposes.
It's just,
Ah,
if you need to find one of them, follow the Ethernet cable.
I know.
If
yeah.
you find the one you're not looking for, follow the Ethernet cable back and follow the other Ethernet cable.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and introduce characters and we'll kind of dive into it. Let's start off with Oak. Oak, who you playing?
I am playing Tyr. He is a native Alaskan. He is a werefox, but he is in denial about that even being a thing. And he thinks he's in some sort of messed up thing that's other people's issues. And he was trying to mess with Kat's computer earlier and did something to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Sure
god,
did.
messed with Cat's computer.
James, who you got?
I am playing Malu, who is a native Hawaiian
Oh, the
mixed in
background.
with some. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Keep going.
I'm playing Malu, who used to be a fisherman, but now is helping out where he can, given his skill set. he doesn't really know what to do. He's just looking to help out and make good of the situation he's in. Sorry.
Yep, just mute yourself when you're not talking. That's pretty intense background. I think he's grinding up people back there. That's what's going on.
Isn't there a
Slumber, who
new
you got?
setting in here for the background?
There is. If you want to check that out, James, check your settings in StreamYards and see if that helps any. There's a reduced background noise setting in there. Slumber, who you got?
I am playing Connor. He was a EMT, and now he's helping people who come to the compound get patched up.
Yeah, you're kind of running a a little bit of background that Connor's been doing. Connor's actually playing like underground doctor because every once in a while, some folks come to the compound that are a little shady with bullet holes, and Connor gets paid in cash to patch them up. Happens now and then.
Tyr's good at making contacts for this party.
Kate.
Pizza delivery.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Kate, who you got?
Hi, I'm playing Barnaby, ex-rancher, currently trying to find that normal again. Probably got a cool little onion patch going.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, took over a little plot of land, started doing a little bit of farming out there. Fair enough. John, who you got?
Hello, I am playing Kat, our resident, very furious computer techie, who, if somebody messed with her computer, the only saving grace is going to be that she likes them or not.
All right, now I'm going to go through and ask each of you, like, what have you been doing for the last month, secretly or otherwise? Now, some of you were here for the little world building session. I think you were here, Oak. Yeah?
Correct.
All right, so you know a little bit about what's going on in the town, but what has Tyr been doing in this month since you've gone to ground in this kind of extra fancy location? But, you know, it's
Kind of
remote.
what I talked about. He's been doing the pizza delivery to be casing different houses, anything that looks lucrative enough that's out of his league. He has made contact with the underground there, selling off that information. Otherwise, doing petty larceny in between, just to get by, trying to build up his contacts, build up the little nest egg.
Tyr has integrated himself into the black markets and the people that find alternate income streams in the city. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. What's Koa been doing?
Honestly, probably handyman work.
Okay.
Just looking for odd jobs where he can.
Like I said, there is easy access to the waterway, so there's lots of berths, docks, and this is kind of a tourist community as well, which is something that Tyr probably absolutely loves. Has a lot of the old gold mining buildings and facilities are still around, so people come to see kind of what that time looked like in Alaska. It's a big draw. So these luxury yachts often come in and need a little bit of help here and there. So Koa, if you want to be doing that,
Yeah, sure.
just to earn a little bit of income, because as far as I know, and we'll get to it if anyone says otherwise, you're kind of cut off from all your old income streams. While you do have some money that you stole away with, that can go kind of fast. So Koa, yeah, you know, you're lending a hand here and there, turning a wrench. You probably did it a couple of times before you started getting a name for yourself. And so now, like, whenever someone's got a little bit of engine trouble on the docks, they're like, yeah, go check that guy out over there. You doing anything on the sly? You trying to get a hold of any of your old contacts, family, or anything like that? Or are you really trying to look?
Probably not, because he figures if he reaches out to family, they're probably waiting and watching for that company, and he doesn't want to put a target on himself or his family, so he's leaving them in the dark, basically.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Connor, we know a little bit about what you're doing.
Other than that, he would not venture too far into the caves, but look around close to the entrance.
Okay. So the house is not supposed to have like it's got a small basement, which used to be like for storing things, right? It's a cold basement. A lot of houses here have it. It's a little bit into the ground. It's not supposed to have much past it. What you guys found was there was a false wall down there, led to some stone stairs down into an old mining system. When you say just at the entrance, so like just at the very beginning down there, maybe where Kat is set up her little digital basement, so has Michael Bolton as well.
I would probably like I would walk down like basically as straight a line as I can, not turning,
Mhm.
just to
Okay.
see, because I'm not going offshoots. I don't want to get lost.
Yeah, it is extensive. But the
Mhm.
best you can tell, well, actually, do you have any background in like engineering at all?
I
So look
don't
at your
believe
skill
so.
sheet there and see. Yeah.
Engineering, what would that be under?
That would fall under second.
Maybe technology or academics.
Yeah. Technology, academics, either one of those would be fine.
I have 2 dots in academics and 1 in tech.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll me academics? Do you have demolition by any chance? That would work too.
I wish.
Oh,
Okay.
Academics intelligence.
that's gonna be what I'm.
Yeah.
signed up with.
Academics intelligence, make this a 5. It's a fairly easy
Yeah.
task.
3 successes.
3 successes. The tunnels have been shored up well, and frequently. It seems to be like every 8 feet or so, it's been shored up. The timbers all look good. They look to be in good shape. There's a few rotting here and there, but with as much redundancy as there is, you think that the caves are, or the tunnels are pretty good. They're pretty safe. It's also really dry down here. You haven't hit any pools of water. You haven't seen any signs of like water damage anywhere.
I feel like that should be concerning, but I got nothing.
That's actually a really good thing.
It is good, but the fact that it's dry is concerning.
Yeah, with that roll, you with how deep some of these tunnels are, you should be well below the water line.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's
But it's very dry.
concerning.
that says magic or technology doing something weird, or some really unusual geological formations that can do that too.
Maybe they just got lucky.
Maybe so. And there is some old mining gear here and there. It's like there's old lanterns just still laying on the walls. You see a pickaxe now and then. Apparently, there used to be a track system because you can see the odd piece here and there, but it all got pulled up for the most part. So
Mhm.
no intact track. You do find an old mine cart now and then. Yeah, but you're not exploring too much. You're just looking at the close by tunnels and offshoots. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to get lost in this tunnel.
Are you trying to make contact with any of your old contacts, relations, anything else, anything with your old life?
There would be one, and I think it's on my marriage sheet.
Okay. Who's that?
I think I have an actual person for them yet.
What's the relation?
I picked up a supernatural companion. So
Oh, fun.
I think that one's with you. So
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Someone I bumped into somewhere. I don't know where.
Mhm.
Maybe bumped into it down in these tunnels.
There's
Or it
possibilities.
could be the raven or bear spirit.
Mhm.
I'll leave that up to you.
All
I picked
right.
up something else down here. Barnaby, so you found some of this garden that's just been left to rot, and you put a little bit of elbow grease into it, and you put down some cold winter crops. Anything else you were doing to while away the time?
I'm gonna say it feels a little weird having nothing to tend to take care of. So I would have probably gotten a couple ducks, maybe some chickens. Easier to source than goats, probably. It'll do. And I'm gonna say Probably more than the others. I'm spending a lot of time in wolf form, just prowling the woods.
Oh, nice. Ducks, you say? There actually is a water feature here. It's a pond, a man-made pond. Looks like it was built well, but yeah, the ducks take right to it. And if you're prowling the area, I'd like you to make a roll for me. I want you to do, let's see. Let's do this as your choice of either awareness or animal kin. Survival would work too. Whichever's best
Let
for
me
you.
do an animal can.
Okay. Three successes. There's a lot of small, like rodent life for the most part. Of course, lots of insects, but you're finding a distinct lack of any larger predators. Like this is wolf and bear country, but you're not really finding signs of either. No scent mark, no trails, no dens. Plenty of other smaller life, but seems to be devoid of anything larger.
Is there any evidence of them being here, or is there just no evidence? Like, could they have left after we moved in? Could we be keeping them away?
Three successes. You do find old signs, like you find old dens that have been, in your estimation, they've been left years, not the month that you've been here.
Okay. Been a lot.
And has Barnaby tried to reach out to anyone in their old life?
The only one that I cared about was Peepaw, and last I spoke with him, I spilled my guts about getting kidnapped, and I just dropped off the face of the earth. So I'm probably a little concerned, but I don't want to get him involved in this.
Okay, so that was the last reach out. You haven't done anything since. Okay. Cat, what have you been doing with yourself down in the basements?
So there are three things Kat has been doing. One is her money-making scheme, which is she has been programming a we rolled this during our little planning session, a very fancy mobile combined firewall antivirus, which she rolled very well on. And then the number two thing she's been doing is and this is what she's been doing in her spare time, is she has been exploring the tunnels, and while she's doing it, she's running new cabling with lights on it, so that it's easier to navigate, and you can just follow the cabling back if you get lost.
I would like you to make me a technology roll, please.
Yep. I would like to make the argument for using her lateral problem solving for applying her knowledge of wiring computers and such to wiring something very different.
Oh, this is completely different from that. So just do a flat technology roll.
Okay. Intelligence. What's the difficulty?
5. It's not hard.
Okay. That's 4 successes.
4 successes. You are stymied at first because your connections all seem to have these intermittent failures and dropouts, and you have times when you blow out a few switches because it's being overpowered. But it doesn't take you long to figure out that while gold has likely all been stripped out of these tunnels, there is a lot of lodestone in the walls. There is an awful lot of magnetic resonance down here. And compensating for that, once you figure it out, it's not difficult for you to compensate for it.
That'll also, the nature of magnetic iron deposits would also probably explain a lot of why it's dry due to the kind of deposits those form under. Sorry, Kat wouldn't know that. John might know that. Kat does not know that.
So that's Kat. You figure that out after trying to lay down your wiring and having issues upon issues until it's like,
I will say, however, because of number 3, she's probably not made that much progress on this, basically figured out that that's the problem and then had to put it, because number 3 that she's been doing is granny wrangling.
Okay.
she's so for one of the things she's done is she has disabled Granny's reply all feature. Um, there are lots of little things that have been done. There's probably a fair amount of furniture that's been moved. With recruited help and Cat just going glabro because Granny can't tell. She sees red on top. She assumes it's Cat.
Ooh, Granny has an excellent sense of smell, though. So she does. Every once in a while, she'll comment about your dogs needing to have baths.
Oh boy. Fortunately, Cat has fair glabro. She knows that's not her. Or at least she thinks that's not her. But
Granny was also getting onto the internet with a Pentium 4 running Windows 95 prior to you showing up.
and Cat has been having to convert interfaces to minimize the amount of things. There's a firewall on there now. She's honestly sitting there wondering if we should go back to the Windows 95 machine because there's just not that many viruses that can actually hit Windows 95 anymore. She's been slowly tearing her hair out.
Granny's still got an AOL account.
Does she have a GeoShitties account also? The page full of
She's
nothing
got
but
a
recipes.
she's got a MyBook page and or MySpace page.
Granny actually has MySpace? Holy cow. Yeah, getting Cats just so yeah, but no, she's neutered out the reply all feature of the email and disabled the ability to send digital greeting cards.
Luckily, Granny is kind of old-fangled in a lot of ways, so she's never got into digital banking. She still writes checks for everything, and most of the stuff that she has to pay for is just auto-drafted from her accounts. So there was nothing really online that she did for anyone to steal.
Yeah.
She mostly just used the email to talk to all of her knitting groups, and she's got a couple of book clubs she's part of.
Yeah, and the reason Kat probably knew about this distant relation is that somehow she wound up on the reply all circuit, much like I did with my grandmother, and the number of messages I got that were completely irrelevant to anyone but her. I had an entire folder with thousands of emails that was just titled Grandma in my Yahoo.
So the next question is, has Kat reached out to anyone in her past?
So there was at the police station the plain text message that she dropped onto her uncle's machine. And whether or not he put two and two together that his grandmother is no longer sending him lots of irrelevant reply all messages might indicate that to him the cat found her.
Okay. Fair enough.
But she hasn't directly reached out. But if somebody who knows, somebody who has all the information he has might be able to figure out what she's up to.
I want you to roll me 2d10, just as a percentile. Yeah, just roll a percentile for me.
93.
Okay. Good enough. So the next thing that you all have to consider is you've got this place. Everything's been quiet for the last month. Nothing odd's been going on. As far as you can tell, no inquiries have been made. So the news is played out about the tragedy that happened on the summer camp Isle. With everyone supposed dead in the explosions, etc. You do show up on missing persons list, but the captions do say that likely dead. No bodies have been recovered, as most of the bodies there hadn't been recovered. But they're expecting that everyone was dead. So no police after you, but you are on the lost cases, right? So like, hey, if anyone does happen to see these people, if they turn up in a hospital somewhere, please contact blah blah. Other than that, it's been quiet. So as a group, though, you're holding on to this stone tablet that has a wealth of information about kind of what you were likely never meant to be, but find yourself in that position now. Your generation should have been skipped. You should never have had to deal with this, but here you are. You also have the sense that the tablet needs to be installed somewhere. It needs to be given a home, a sanctified place. Has anybody been kind of perusing through the tablet at all? Has anybody forced Tyr to
Not
touch
here.
the tablet?
I think that we might be getting to the point where it's Cat's deliberating or just walking up to Tyr. It's like, I'm sorry, but this needs to happen. Whack.
I know Nick and
Tie
I
it to his
discussed previously maybe making him touch it in his sleep, but he's not here right now to do shenanigans with me, so I'll hold off on that.
Well, let's say that is tried in his sleep, for instance. Nothing happens. Cat smacks him on the back of the head with it one day. Nothing.
I said I was
Absolutely
sorry for the
nothing.
computer thing.
Just poke the brick.
So Tyr may be convinced that they're just all suffering a mass hallucination because at this point you have touched it and nothing's changed for you.
Of course, the fact that
Um,
Cat regularly becomes 7 feet tall and muscle bound to move furniture, that doesn't mean anything.
But say this has been a month. Let's say at some point they keep fucking with me about it, and so I'm like, fine, here, I'll hold it. So I just reach out and then like, just here. Will it make you happy?
Mhm.
And then I just
And your Cat's sitting back waiting for the realization to come and it doesn't happen.
look there. See,
Fuck all
Nothing.
kinds of duck.
I mean, he
and
does
can you
turn into a
just
fox.
drop the
so-
subject?
Apparently, this works differently for foxes.
I'm not a fox.
Mm-hmm.
The little outfit thing, little stuff you do. You should be in Hollywood, not computers.
There has not been a full moon yet since has not been a full moon.
Oh.
I mean, we could.
Oh, did that all happen under a full moon? Oh dear.
Probably set this up in the catacombs.
Oh dear, we're getting close to.
I probably would have been during my off days and not much to do looking through the tablet. Just
Okay,
trying
if
to
you're
learn
looking through the
about it.
tablet. Again, it's there's no reason you should be able to read this thing. And it's not like there's many pages to it, but like every time you kind of move a page or change a page, it looks like the information changes. So like you can reread the same page and get more information each time. But the big thing that you're realizing is that there is a ritual or a rite where this book can be installed in a safe location, and by doing so, it will give your tribe access to a bit more spiritual power.
Okay. And what is the ritual like? What does it talk about the ritual?
The ritual is fairly simple. Just it will work better on under any phase of the moon, but for just looking through it, it seems like a full moon in particular will work very well for this. It doesn't require anything that you couldn't get in the local grocery store. There's some herbs that need to be burned. You need a source of clean water, and you need a mirror or some still surface that's highly reflective. That's pretty much it.
I'd probably gather the group around, maybe not Oak, because he's very skeptical, and I understand that, and I'm just not going to press the issue. I will let everybody know about the ritual and when it should be done, preferably during a full moon, which I'm assuming is coming up soon.
Ooh, that is coming soon.
Oh dear. And we'll need to figure out a safe place.
was thinking
Well, there's always the tunnels.
Yeah, I was thinking the tunnels make it hard to get to.
Yeah, but I'd want to. I mean, we've only just started to get those at all tracked out.
So I'm going to cut for a moment. You're having this discussion one day, probably down in the tunnels, because that's where Kat usually spends most of her time. Who would be in the house proper? Tyr might not even be here. You might be working the streets in the big city, not too far from here. Barnaby might be out working the fields. Koa might actually be gone too. So this particular day, does somebody want to be up in the mansion proper?
Is it like
Granny needs a name too. What are we going to call Granny?
Oh God, I've just been thinking of her. Huh?
Esther.
Esther. Okay. Granny Esther Maker. Maker's her last name. So on this particular day, a very fine looking electric automobile comes up to the gates proper. So this is old enough that it doesn't have like an intercom system, but it is a gated compound. Like, so there is a wall, wrought iron gates all around, and you do have kind of like this large area at the front that goes to the drive-through. It's not locked anymore, but someone does actually have to get out and open the gates. So whoever happens to be at the house today, lacking anyone else, I think Barnaby might be out tending a field, and may see, because this is a long drive up to the house, and may see a car coming up. And this is kind of unusual. It hasn't happened since you've been here. Car parks in this little roundabout that's in front of your home. This well-dressed man in a suit, tie, sunglasses comes out. He's got like a bunch of papers tucked under his arm. Comes up to the door. Taps on the door knocker. There's no answer. Rings the doorbell. Starts looking at his watch. Starts looking up at the windows.
Well, I
You
don't
guys can decide if
particularly,
you hear this or not. Up to you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
particularly trust men in suits anymore.
Mhm.
I'm gonna. I assume we have like a group chat. I'm gonna pull out my flip phone, text the group chat.
Mhm. Okay.
Guy in a suit at the front door. Kind of weird.
There you go. You guys can decide who's home today. All up to you. But I'd say that text probably goes out to everybody's cell phones. You've been here long enough that Kat's probably gotten a bunch of burner phones and kind of linked them together.
My theory was actually you could use it's a kind of jailbroken satellite phone weirdness that was once explained to me and I do not understand. But
either way, you have a way to contact each other.
Yeah. It's just,
so who wants to respond to this? Who's going to be there today?
I would probably, because we're in the basement.
Mhm.
I would. It's like, we should probably see what that is.
it's just it's like yeah. Remind me to wire an intercom in at some point.
I will try.
Dang. Just this the and she's like, all right, could you go check on them? I'm gonna change to the larger clothes and because I'm less recognized. Okay, no one's gonna recognize me as me if I'm and I can pass for normal except being big with so Kat would go behind whatever partition she has set up in her office, switch to Glabro.
Barnaby, the guy is starting to look around at all the lower windows of the home, kind of peering in, trying to see if he sees anyone. He's kind of looking up to see if there's any motion. None of you have cars yet. Yeah, none of you have worked out transportation yet. So there was a couple of motorcycles, dirt bikes actually. So not street motorcycles, like literal dirt bikes. that you have been going into town with, we'll say. So yeah, Barnaby, he's kind of looking through the windows. He's hello.
I would probably eventually head up.
Okay.
I'll
After
stand by
Phoenix
inside
would
the
head up
door.
too.
Okay. So you all come out, or just one of you is coming out, and everybody else is kind of just standing by.
I'm
I'll stand in
standing.
I'll stand in the doorway.
Okay. Oh, hello, sir. I've come to talk to Esther Maker. I'm a lawyer on behalf of Bryce Potter.
What is this about?
Well, we've been trying to get a hold of her to acquire this property. Mr. Potter, as you know, big real estate investor in the town, and well, he'd like to have this area for a game resort. It doesn't seem that Miss Maker has an email or a lawyer in town that we can contact. So I just took it upon myself to come out here to hope to be able to talk to someone. And you are? He takes off his sunglasses, flashes you a perfect mouth of white teeth.
Anthony.
Anthony, are you related to Miss Maker?
A friend of mine is. Anthony will look back to see if.
Yeah, he
Kat
kind of
is-
peers in over your shoulder.
Having been listening to this as she's coming up the stairs, it's just, God, I'm glad. I'm just getting really glad I took Fair Glabro, because there's no way she'd be able to pass as someone else otherwise. Just.
So you're in Glabro form. Okay.
Yeah. So she is.
Okay.
So instead of being, 5'0" and teeny, she's just huge, but still looks human. So, yeah, she comes up. It's just so this very tall, muscular cat coming out from the basement. It's like,
Oh my! Hey, are you one of those streamers? I know there's this whole thing of muscle mamas going on. Like, I swear I saw you somewhere. Do you do like a sports beverage thing or something? You're very familiar.
I choke on water that I was drinking at the time when I hear
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, Connor's.
cat
Looking
just
up too.
sighs heavily. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow your cover. I understand you all like to keep your anonymity and all. Look, I just have some legal documents for Esther Maker. Are you Are you able to sign on her behalf? Do you have? Can you make decisions for Miss Maker?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh. Well, is she available?
That's an excellent question.
This time of day, she's usually in front of the DVD player watching reruns of Dallas. She takes it very seriously.
Cat's just thinking, it's like, okay, so the last time we interrupted her, it was actually scary. I don't want to be the one to do it.
It took a week of her just keep telling you that she was shocked yet again that they shot JR. I mean, she couldn't believe it. Big event. It's like she forgets every time she rewatches the series.
Well, at least she's easy to entertain.
In general, you know that Granny doesn't like to talk to people. That's why she has like her various lawyers in other states, taking care of everything.
So Kat would be like, if she's given like contact info for said lawyers.
Yeah, you probably had to deal with some of them now and then.
So unfortunately, for any sort of purchase, property regards, or legal notices of the like, you're going to have to go through, and she just pulls down, the card next to the door. This.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Lawyer to lawyer is always a good way to do it. He doesn't look at it, he just puts it in his pocket. But let me tell you, you all seem to be, if you're not related, you're all good friends with Miss Maker. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Potter's got a very sweet deal online. He's offered a $2 million price tag for the land and the house here. I mean,
Oh, if you
I
think
might be able to cut you in for say a 2% fee if you're able to talk her into it. I mean, 2% of a couple $1 million.
if you honestly think you're going to get Granny Esther to sell her property, oh,
Oh, look, it's a fair offer. It's more than twice the assessed value of the land. No, I realize with the older
Cat's got this
generation,
look
you're
of
kind of
why am I the one talking to him?
he's looking up the whole time. You know, I realize with the older generation, you get tied to things and it's your home and all, but just imagine, I mean, she could get a condo in Florida, $2 million, probably last her the rest of her life. And, 2% for you.
Cat's, she's just looking at it. It's like,
Well, look, I'm not here to do a pressure sale. If I could just, I'll contact her lawyers. If I can leave this with you, hence you a folder with all kinds of, filings in it, and his card is like paperclip to the top. Look, if you have any questions or if we can massage the deal a little bit, just give me a call. I've got an office here in town.
Okay. Thank you. We'll call. If Granny decides to do anything on this, we'll have someone give you a call. And she just closes the door.
Okay. Barnaby, he hasn't really spotted that you're out working the fields or anything. So after the door's closed, he does go back to the car. But before he goes, you see him take out his cell phone, and he's doing that thing where he's filming or photographing the house. And that's when he catches you as he swings that viewfinder out and he sees you in the field. He kind of looks up from it, hastily puts away his cell phone, gets in the car, and doesn't leave quickly, but does leave. Meanwhile,
Sorry, I was AFK.
Sorry, go ahead.
As he looks at me, I'm just gonna kind of lean on the big shovel I was using, smile at him, wave in a little bit of a menacing way.
Okay, yeah. So when he sees you, he quickly puts it away, almost like he got caught doing something maybe he shouldn't be. But he doesn't leave in a huge. He leaves in a normal pace. I'm just gonna cut scenes for a minute here. We're in the middle of tourist season, which means there are a lot of pockets needing picking. Why don't you make me a roll if you are engaging in your larcenous activities?
Of course. Let's see.
It's gonna be difficulty 6.
Trying to figure out which one it was again. Is it streetwise or subterfuge? Or is there no, there it is, larceny.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, larceny.
No, this isn't the one that had. And what did you say the difficulty was?
6.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. You effectively make about $300 that day.
Nice.
And you're practiced enough, and these people are not expecting it. It's easy. It is so easy.
I'm doing the thing. I've got I snuck one of the pizzas out.
Go.
That was made,
dogs all over the
I'm
place.
walking around through a lot. I'm like, hey, you try out, Tony's Pizza. Everybody, it's downtown. Come, I'm giving out free samples.
Oh yeah, you probably got some flyers just so you would have a reason to be in the middle of a crowd, right? And so you're handing out flyers as you're picking pockets. Absolutely. So Tier, as this is going on, that's where you get the message on your phone that somebody in a suit is up at the mansion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had my daughter walked in asking a question. What was the last?
That's fine. I've got a dog going crazy here.
And what was I didn't catch that last part.
Oh yeah. So around the time where you're checking out your gains for the day, you get the message on your phone that there's a guy in a suit at the mansion. Because no one's responded back to that yet. So, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna message back. I'm like, everything okay? And then car question mark, plates question mark.
cut to Koa, who is elbow deep into a diesel engine in this very swanky looking yacht. Guy gave you $100 just to take a look to see if you could do anything about it. And why don't you make me a roll here?
Okay.
To be probably technology, and if you've got anything particular for mechanics.
Perception. Let's see my specialty in perception. Uncanny instinct for perception. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're trying to diagnose a problem. I'll give it to you.
Okay. What is the
6.
6? Okay. Perception. Uncanny instinct. There we go.
One success. Yeah, you diagnose the problem pretty quickly. It looks like the air intake got fouled up by this bag of white powder that was shoved in the engine casement.
I look at that. I put my hand to my face, and I'm just like, great.
It's like a kilo of some kind of white powder just
Yep.
shoved inside the engine case.
Yep. I'm going to go to the guy that hired me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell him, yeah, you got something in the air intake. I'm going to look him dead in the eye. I'm going to say, it's none of my business. But take it to someone you trust. You can go see if
You can't fix it?
I can, but none of my business.
He does look actually confused. It's like, I don't understand. It's something you can fix. You can't fix. You don't have parts.
It's a type of powder in the. I look around and see if anybody else is around.
No, nobody else is around.
It's a type of powder. I lean left and right real fast, and I say, "It's not good stuff." None of
He
my
looks
business.
completely clueless. I don't understand. Like, so something leaked?
I just put my hand to my face and I say, "Come on, let's go look." I'm fully expecting to try to get stabbed right now, but I'm just looking at him like he has no idea. I take him to the engine and I show him what's in there, while keeping an eye on him and make sure he doesn't try to pull anything.
All right, sorry about that. I caught all that. I was just needing to let the dog out. Yeah, he looks at the bag. He's like, "Well, is that supposed to be in there?" Still looks clueless.
I'm starting to say a word a couple of times, and I stop myself looking at this guy, and I'm like, "Do you not know what that powder is, my guy?"
No. I mean, he's kind of looking at it. It's like, what is it? Some kind of baffling material? I'm not really good with mechanics.
I sigh and I say, "Listen, it's illegal material, nose candy, not good shit."
Okay, at first he's like, "Look, those motors were told. I was told those motors are completely legal here in Alaska. I know they're overboard." And then when you say nose candy, he stops. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
oh, look, that's not mine."
I don't care whose it is. I just don't want to get in trouble, and it's none of my business.
Is he shocked? Like, what should we do with it? Do I take it to the police? Do we just throw it away?
I sigh and I say, best thing to do, take it to the police. If you want to get rid of it, dump it in the fucking water, man. I'm just saying.
I've never dealt with anything like this before, so I can just take it to the police. Just
You-
just
If you want to protect yourself, I would take it to the police. Yes.
okay. Okay. Can you fix the engine
After the police show up. Yes.
after? They have to come to my boat.
Yes, to
okay.
take the
Um,
substance. They need to be here to take the substance. Yes.
Okay. 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 That other option you were saying, we can just throw it away.
In the water, so it dissolves in the water. Yes.
Okay. He just takes the whole bag and just starts emptying it off the side of his boat.
Mm-hmm.
Some of
I
it gets
see.
caught in the air, starts wafting around.
As long as I just sigh and I say, okay, I'll fix it. Just
Okay. Great. Hey, thanks. He pulls out like a wad of hundreds. He hands you like $300. He's like, yeah, hey, there's that little crab bar over there. Just let me know when it's done.
will do. And remember,
Hey, and you never saw that brunette that I got off the boat with, right?
I don't know nothing,
Slides-
man.
he
I
slides
just
you
work
another
on I
100.
just work on engines. I say, and I say, thank you. I just work on engines. None of my business.
Oh, I knew you were the right person.
I just nod as I go back to fixing his engine.
Yeah, he's like, yep. And you can't help but notice he's got some of the white powder on his hand. He starts rubbing underneath his nose as he goes away.
I just sigh. Oh my god.
About that time, you get the text message on the phone. You get the original message saying that some guy in a suit's at the door, and then you get the secondary message, which was what again? I think, was it Connor? Did you send the second message after Tier asked, "Is everything okay?"
I would respond with, I'm fixing the engine, but I'll be back as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was muted,
Mm.
and I think not. Tier sent a message out.
Okay.
And I would text that once he left. Should be fine.
Cat's texting motherfucking nosy lawyer.
That too.
Okay. Well, we will say then, getting towards evening, everybody else just comes back to the house. You guys usually take your meals here just so that you're not in public too much,
Mm-hmm.
and especially not all together in case someone is looking for the group. Tyr and Koa probably bring home food since they're out in the city. So what is it today? What takeaway, what takeout are you coming home with?
You want to choose here?
I think Oak stepped away.
Oh, I'll bring back fish and chips because that sounds amazing.
Alaska, it's like halibut. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm okay with
Huge
fish and
ass
chips.
piece of fish. Yeah. Okay. So around a table full of fish and chips, you hear Granny upstairs getting to that special point in her program again where she yells out, "They shot JR!"
All right. Who's gonna have her talk your ear off now?
Cat's just looking, Cat, back to being tiny, is just looking imploringly around the table.
Granny has a very specific diet. So like she has groceries delivered specifically for her. It's basically like bland stuff like white rice, white bread, white potatoes.
It's entirely things that
Chicken,
are either
lots of chicken.
planned or set around or set around keeping her regular.
Mm-hmm. Actually, by this point, you might have started doing. What are some of those the meals that you can get through online things? You know what I'm talking
Factor or
about?
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So maybe you've cleaned up her diet a little bit by starting to order those instead. But she doesn't like spice at all. She doesn't like any flavoring. She doesn't like salt. Doctor told her salt was bad.
Pepper is spicy.
Yes, pepper is spicy. And she's got to have her jar of prune juice to go to bed with.
Cat is just like, I am so glad I don't have to worry about that part. As she just, like, Kat's not a good cook, but the mere concept of not having at least pepper on something is appalling to her.
Mm-hmm. So who's bringing Granny's meal up to her?
I'll bring it up.
Okay, Barnaby. You go up, you knock on the
We
door,
missed.
you know. She tells you, come on in. She's looking at her television. She's looking shocked. They shot JR. Did you know they shot JR?
Oh, did they really? Wow.
You probably had this conversation at least twice by now.
I'm trying to introduce some more veggies onto her plate. Get her fiber
Okay.
up.
Yeah, and she keeps pushing them to the side every time.
Oh, come on now.
Makes me irregular. I don't like them.
No, they make you regular. They do the opposite of what you think.
I got pills for all the minerals and such.
All those pills aren't good for you. You just got to do it the natural way. Eat good food.
Somebody came to the door today. I heard the doorbell. Did you shoo them off proper?
Oh yeah, we shoot him off. Some real estate guy.
She thinks about that for a minute. They weren't trying to sell something? They're always trying to sell something to me.
No, I think they wanted to buy your property.
I'm not selling this place. It's been in the family for generations.
I think that's what Connor told him.
Oh, pudding cup. Takes a pudding cup. She eats the pudding first.
Well, you enjoy
When
this
you're my
one.
age, you eat the dessert first because you never know when you're going to die. So you eat your dessert first.
I'll be back up for your plate in a bit.
She turns Dallas back on. All right, everyone else is sitting around a big old platter of fish and chips. Really good. A little bit of vinegar on the side, some special sauce.
So, when do we think we want to explore those caves?
Soon. Yeah, soon sounds good. Kat's like looking up, just doing it's like, okay, after dinner she's going to probably check her email again, and I don't want to deal with whatever the new thing that she wants me to fix is. She'll forget about it by the morning, as long as I'm not in earshot.
She keeps asking you to put the internet on her computer.
I could probably help with that.
Kat has been she's considering, so she did work in IT for a long time. Well, long time. So she's considering just like creating a little tinfoil antenna, sticking it on the back of the monitor and saying, all right, internet's on the computer. Just click here to turn it on.
She keeps looking for cats. She understands there's lots of cats on the internet. That's what she wants mostly. Cats.
Did we get our rage and willpower back?
Yes. So Granny is legally blind, but she can still see. She just got to get up close to things. She can drive.
Yeah. No, I if my sister didn't have her contacts, she was legally blind.
Granny doesn't like those newfangled things. She refuses to wear glasses or contacts. She does have this big old magnifying glass that she uses when she's doing her crosswords.
And she just got this. She's about yay far from the computer screen.
Yep. Exactly.
Yup.
With the magnifying glass.
Oh, that's gonna make her eyes worse.
Yeah. Kat has gotten a much larger computer screen for her. It's not necessarily a very good one. It's just really big.
Mm-hmm.
because
Well, while you are discussing things, some other stuff that's come up, Barnaby, having worked on your garden a little bit, moving a lot of rocks out of the way, the soil is surprisingly active. Like it's good soil. Just just something that you didn't expect.
Hey, Connor, what did
Yeah?
those? What did that guy want the land for again?
Hunting lodge.
hunting, some kind of game preserve. Didn't you say something about there not being much?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up now. I've been kind of exploring a little, and there's not a whole lot of big game out there. I don't think it'd make very good hunting. The ground's good.
Now, yes.
Connor winces. You don't think he was gonna bring game here to hunt? He seemed extravagantly rich.
I don't know. Cat goes, I'm gonna be honest. With all the weird shit I've seen, for all I know, he wanted to summon Fae to hunt them down and shoot them with, I don't know, anti-fairy bullets, all right? You know what? Things are weird. So there's no game on the property. I wouldn't be surprised if he got that inspected because he definitely says he's got a valuation, which I don't think Esther would have gotten that recently. So someone else had to have done it, probably the tax man for property taxes. So
Yeah, you do have the folder that he left with you there.
yeah, she'll start flipping through it, looking for who did what, when, where.
Yeah, it is basically all the stuff that anybody could get from the town hall. It's GIS map data of the property, showing the boundaries, the plat numbers. Last time that, I mean, she has to have every 5 years. Insurance company has to come down to recertify the home for the insurance. So all that information is in there. It's approximately 140 acres of land. Borders on, it's got forests, it's got, water, it's got a water, it comes right up across the opposite side of the little island that you're on. So it's got a waterfront side, no building there. There used to be an old water wheel there, water mill. It's not been used since the gold rush times. So all the public information available. And the whole property it's basically about $1 million and a half is the approximate value of just the property. Makes no mention of any underground features at all, other than like the root cellar.
Wait, so why the hell was he willing to offer more than that? Like double?
He was trying to take some pictures kind of on the sly. I think they know a bit more about this place than they let him on.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to get some security cameras set up tonight.
Do you have any... Actually, who's going through the papers with Kat here? Anyone else looking through the papers?
She's sitting nearby, I would.
Okay. Well, anyone going through the papers, actually pouring through them, if anybody has any particular skill in bureaucracy, so that would fall under... Let's see, what would that fall under?
I have law.
Law, yeah. That would definitely be law.
Yeah, Kat's closest skill for that is academics.
You can roll just intelligence, but academics won't cut it for this.
Yeah. What about investigation?
Not really.
No.
It's kind of a legal thing more than anything else.
Okay,
Law,
so it's
intelligence.
Yep, and it's a 7 difficulty
Oof.
because it's kind of just hidden in there under a bunch of legalese.
Oh,
Oof,
sweet! So I get to spend a willpower point, and as long as I roll more successes that aren't just that one, yes. So that's 3 successes.
3 successes.
I'm used to medical jargon, not property jargon.
Connor doesn't catch it, but Kat does find basically it's just a single sheet of paper that it's fairly innocuous at first. It looks like it was just part of like the general mineral survey. I mean, basically, it has the information that actually it doesn't have that there was a gold mine here at all, but it does have like the basics, like this is the geographical survey of like this type of rock in the area. There used to be a tin mine long ago, so they expect there's some tin on the property. Nothing showing that anyone knew that there was a gold mine under the property. But one thing that you do notice, what you find with that is somebody had a complete analysis done of the property, and it's not filed in here. What you have is basically, I know what that legal code is there. I know what that would have, that is a particular code for like survey information. Like you could put this into a system if you knew which one to find out what that survey result was, but it's not included in this packet here.
Oh, that sounds computersy.
Yeah.
Can Kat figure out what kind of thing she'd need to do to get that?
Well, you don't know what system they used. Like you know what basically those call numbers are for, that somebody ordered up this kind of survey done, but you don't know who they ordered it from.
Hmm.
I mean, you could call the guy back and request that he forgot a folder.
No. He gave us the folder. He knows that we have this.
Yes, but then he'll know we noticed.
Oh, yeah, that he forgot the survey files.
Yes.
Yeah. And also get security cameras set up around the property. Hey, Tyr. Oak's not here. Shit.
I'm not sure if he is or not, actually.
He's
I
not on
don't-
his
I don't
camera.
give
His
you
camera's
message.
usually on.
Yeah, but he could have turned his camera off. He's still online, but yeah, maybe he stepped away. Who knows?
And maybe he stepped away. When he's back, Kat's first thing is going to be like, so if you wanted to get an illicit mineral survey done, who could do it? And two, if you were going to try to hide from security cameras, where would you do it? Here, so I can make sure there's security cameras pointed at that.
That's actually really smart.
Tyr can probably help you with the second thing.
Yeah.
As far as the first thing, if anyone has science, you can roll science.
I got 1.
More than Kat has.
Yep, 5 is the difficulty, so it's not that difficult.
Science intelligence. 4 successes.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, Connor, the easiest way to do it without having to trespass is taking a water sample from the runoff of the property. Looking at the geological survey, the property kind of runs downhill to the water, out to the ocean. So the thing you could do without trespassing is taking a lot of samples of the runoff to see what's actually coming off the property. So that would be like fish and game. That could have gone to any of the local universities that are tracking pollutants in the water. That's what comes to mind for you anyway. Like that would be the easy way to do it.
Yeah. I could probably have gotten some samples from the water. Maybe someone who's been keeping track of that already.
Okay. I don't want to interface with academics. I had enough of them at all the bloody conferences.
As you're talking, a track-suited individual bursts through the door after doing some business in town.
I'll be back.
Hello, my friends. It has been a while.
Okay. Oh, hey.
Yay!
We got fish and chips.
Did you get vodka as well?
Granny was
Just
well stocked
gin.
with gin for some reason, but that's pretty much the only alcohol she had in the house.
We only got gin.
What's up, Nick?
I'm a little surprised there's no peach
Who
schnapps.
is Nick? This is Mikael.
Mikhail has found that the city nearby has quite a lovely night scene and has been going to all the dance clubs. Disco is back.
Oh yes,
I
the
look at
dance,
Nico.
the dance of my people.
I find it too bright.
I look at Nico. I ask him, "Did you do any business with a guy who just bought a boat that might have accidentally dumped some product into an air vent on the
Ooh,
engine?"
Does Mikhail have? Does he have any streetwise?
I am struggling to sign in. Give me one moment. I forget. Did I use my Google or did I actually sign in?
Let me see here. I'll roll it for you actually while
shit.
you're trying to sign in.
Where is my phone? I need phone to sign into Google.
Let's see. You surprisingly do not have streetwise. How did that happen?
Because he was
Track-suited
completely
Russians should
legit the
always have
entire time.
streetwise.
Oh, he's streetwise in another country.
Yes, I am not American streetwise.
Oh wow, you got 4 successes off just 2 wits alone, though. Mikhail is quite aware that the town has a drug smuggling industry going on, where people use these yachts and these boaters as mules, like so.
What do you
From
take
wherever
me
they're
for?
coming,
Amateur?
yeah. So whatever
Of
they're
course I know.
coming from, packages are slipped aboard, hidden aboard these yachts, and they're retrieved later on when they come to Skagway.
I'm gonna look at him and I say, "Well, somebody might be missing a kilo of something," and some guy bought the boat that had the kilo missing in the engine.
Uh-oh.
How the kilo ended up in the engine, I don't know, but yeah.
Oh no, I think I left some of my weed on that boat. I quickly check my pockets. Hang on. How do I roll again? Do I type D something?
You click.
Oh, what do you want to roll?
I want to roll for the chances of it being the good stuff.
Oh no, it's absolutely. You've been in this area for a month, and you have definitely made contacts. You've got some stuff and you've got some nice stuff in test tubes. Like just some of the local herb that's been making. And you've got some samples because you're getting connected like you always do.
Excellent. Speaking of which, I brought a new batch of weed. Who wants to try? I think it's some of my best work yet.
Nick, Mikhail, buddy,
Ah,
would we be growing any in the backyard?
absolutely. This is America. This is the land of the free.
I'm gardening anyways. It's not a sure.
Ah,
Remarkably good soil.
Wait a minute.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right, so Mikhail, you come upon they're just discussing some stuff. They're handing some papers around out of a folder. There's fish and chips on the table.
Do the papers look like they're important?
They're documents. They look, you see a business card on the table from a lawyer.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna ask because I need more papers to roll some weed in. But
It's
if
covered in
it's too
paper.
important, yeah, if it's too important, then I'm not going to.
yeah, you don't. Cat's like, please don't smoke the ink.
But that is best part of papers.
That explains some things.
I mean, as long as at least he's doing weed.
I take a real big drag from my my current I guess you could call it my doobie. Oh man, even I outdid myself. Woo! Does anybody want to try this? This is perhaps best work ever.
Last time you said that, it took a while to get me out of the rafters.
I was
true.
planning on exploring the caves tonight.
Oh, this is perfect place to take it. I'll go with.
Cat's looking over. It's like, Barnaby, make sure the ladder is easy to get in case I get a contact high off this.
Yeah, I got it.
Your head's already starting to swim. He's just been filling this small room with smoke whole time.
Oh dear. Well, that means the rage difficulty is increased by 2. I'm pretty sure that's what marijuana does. I may be misremembering.
So you want to check out the cellar, the old gold mine?
Yes.
Okay. Well, going down, the first kind of open area has actually been probably done up pretty well by Kat and Michael. Probably even made it less cave-like and put up some wood paneling and stuff like that, so it's more of a room.
The old speakeasy. It's got a...
Yeah.
She set up her office in it. Or
Yep,
at least
there
in
you
one
go.
part of it. There's a little partition that's been set up that's probably just a bunch of old hideous sheets hanging down from a beam or something that separates the offices. At the very least, that. Knowing the two of them, it may be more than that, and there may be some boxes and such stacked as well. But yeah, it's just like, all right.
Well, I almost forgot. So during the world building, the house that you're in also has a tower that is adjacent to the mansion that is the library.
Mm-hmm. Granny, yes, there's a very extensive library that she probably hasn't read it.
Her husband did. It's been pretty much locked up since.
Yeah. Why do I have a feeling that her husband was much more interesting than we think? Then again, I mean, he has a tower library. That automatically makes him interesting.
So you're in the cave session. You guys have only kind of explored down a few because you didn't want to get lost. They seem to wind and branch quite a bit. Connor has determined that that everything is well braced. There's not really any hazard of it collapsing on you, at least for the sections that have been explored so far.
And Kat's figuring that she's...
We have chalk.
We also have... And Kat would lift up this big old spool of cabling that she's been, running lights on. It's like, we also have this. Who wants
Big
to help
spool
me
of
run
Cat 5.
more?
Oh, yeah, we could do that too.
All right. Who feels big and strong and like carrying it?
Noodle arms.
I can help, I say.
And Kat's just like, it's like, okay, you've volunteered. I get to be short. Good. Don't feel like hitting my head again.
Yeah, and Connor would, once everything's ready, just walk into the dark cave.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Flashlights,
So-
everyone.
It's not that dark.
So this isn't a dungeon crawl. So I'm just going to explain what you see.
Yeah.
So the tunnels do branch out quite a bit, and a lot of them do just end in bare rock where they just stop digging. You do find a lot of relics of the past, old pickaxes, like heads anyway. The shaft's long since rotted away. You find a few more mine cars here and there. Some of those helmet lights that use the
Carbide.
the little rock that gets off gas.
Yeah, carbide
they
lamp.
used to use. Yeah, carbide lamps. You find some old carbide lamps, that sort of thing. You find an old log book at one point. It's just falling apart from wear. Leather outside, everything inside is just kind of a running mess. You really can't read it, but you might pick it up.
Wow. Man, it must
And you
be,
mark.
it must not be have been as dry in here previously.
Well, no. It's just from where. Like,
Oh.
the guy's hands were sweating a lot. It got smeared a
Oh.
lot. So it's just
Oh,
really
so
hard to
that's-
read.
Okay.
Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Can I ride the minecart any direction?
No, because the tracks have all been pulled up. So like there's a mine cart here and there that you find where the wheels have been busted or they've just been pushed to the side, but all the tracks have been yanked up. Probably because the metal was worth money.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah,
But you eventually do get to an area where it looks like they had started mining a deeper, wider tunnel with a kind of an elevation going down. Like it has a slight decline. And you come to a part where there's just a big drop off. You can tell like some of the timbers had broken. Maybe there was a landslide or a seismic event, but the rest of the tunnel just kind of ends and there's a kind of a chasm here. You have headlights on or you've got lamps and there's something shining down there. Water. It reflects back kind of green to you. Kat, you say you pretty much always stay in your glabro form. Is that correct?
She doesn't always stay in her glabro form. She switches between hominid
Okay.
and glabro a lot. Right?
Are you now?
She probably is right now.
Okay, make me a perception check. Difficulty 7.
Perception. Any other skills attached to this?
Smell specifically.
Spell?
Smell.
Okay. So no, nothing to that. But I am gonna spend that willpower point for the one sodomatic success, because I really like that talent. Well, the only success we get is the one from the willpower point.
Okay. There's something that smells off in the air. Not bad, not good, just something there's different wafting up. Shining your light down, there's definitely a pool of water down there. It actually looks like somebody at some point in time had dropped a rope ladder that had like wooden slats in between. The wooden slats have long since just kind of given to age. It's maybe not more than like a 15-foot drop down there.
Oh, she can do a 15-foot drop easy. She's just gonna.
You gonna jump into the water, or do you want to aim just for one of the ledges?
Just one of the ledges. That seems gymnasticsy.
Yes. Go ahead.
What difficulty is that?
You're not getting a great look at the area, so you're kind of doing it blind. So I'm going to say a 6. 6 is
Okay.
6 is good.
6
standard.
It's still a 6 or more. I'm spending that willpower point.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing that a lot. Okay. So that would be 2 successes, because
2 successes. Okay, so you do land roughly where the bottom of the ladder would have come. And well, the first thing you notice is there's a natural pool here, but the water is got a strange greenish color to it. There's a lot of kind of almost verdigris like looking stuff that comes up to the edge of where the water kind of laps. It's a strong smell down here as well. And looking around, you do see where people had been down here long ago. You see some chips had been made into the walls, like they were looking for ore down here maybe. You find like an old bedroll that's mostly fallen apart down here, what looks like the remnants of a very, very old campfire. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone else, Cat just cannonballed down there, landed fine. So you're all looking with your flashlight, seeing what's going on.
she did a flip.
Everything okay down there?
Yeah, just weird, I don't know, coppery something pool? It's green. It's fucking green.
Green?
Smells weird.
Yep. I also know with this pool of water that's here, it must be deep Maybe it attaches to an underground stream or something, because there is a slight motion to the surface. But one of the odd things is, with this big pool of standing water, the cave walls around you and everything, it's dry. It's not moist at all.
You should be okay. You say there's like, pieces of mostly rotted wood around and such.
Yeah.
Just gonna take one and just kind of like drop it in. Watch it.
Okay.
Go.
The wood is old and almost vitrified, so it's got a little heft to it. And it doesn't quite sink. It kind of bobs on the surface a little.
Never mind. Not water.
Not water.
Don't know what it is, but not water. Anyone have a bottle?
No, sadly. Anyone else?
Wait. Oh no,
Wait.
Cat's immune to poison and she knows it. Cat's gonna poke it.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little viscous, but it still seems like it's water. It's just like it's a solution of something. Like there's something mixed in the water, and your hand comes up with like this green flecks all over it. It does have kind of an odd smell to it. Actually, make me a technology roll, Cat.
A technology. Okay, technology, intelligence. Would computers or lateral problem solving apply?
Not lateral problem solving. Computers, yes. 7 is the difficulty.
7. Okay, then spending the point 2. If I can do it, why not?
Okay. It reminds you of the smell of a like a ruptured, burst lithium battery.
Lithium.
Oh.
Is this lithium? Might be a lithium solution. Smells like a lithium battery. What?
Oh, that is good. That is electric. Good for environment. We can make battery.
That might explain why they're trying to buy the place, but why is that? There's no condensation on the walls, though. I'd expect a little. Is there any of the rope still semi-intact? It doesn't have to be sturdy.
If you go and like kind of yank on it, it just kind of just disintegrates to dust in your hand.
Yeah, because she just wanted to tie a rock to it and just kind of ease it down to see how far down this went.
I mean, how much cable do we have left?
Probably a lot.
She was expecting more. She was expecting more mine than this. It's not like a lithium solution is going to destroy that cable.
Well, we could probably
Copper
check.
will be dense enough. So am I the only one gonna be down here, or is anyone else gonna,
Fine. How far down is it to the ledge?
About 15 feet.
I try and slide myself down.
Okay.
Who all is still standing up here with me? If he's sliding down, who all is still up here?
Myself, I don't know about Tirakoa.
Tier's probably up there.
I lean over to I lean over to Barnaby. I don't know anything about lithium. Am I allowed to smoke in there, or is lithium very flammable?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I'm not super great with chemistry. It's more Cat's thing, it looks like.
Hey, Cat!
Yes.
Is lithium very flammable?
Not
Can
once it's reacted out.
Can I smoke down there?
Cat's gonna take another whiff. It's like, wait a minute. That really depends on what else is in solution with it.
You know what? Let's say no for now. Better safe than sorry.
Okay, I need another 10 minutes to finish, and then I will be down. I just started a new one, so
Okay.
unless you want to help me finish this, Barnaby.
And as Connor
No,
tries
dude,
to
that
slide
was all
himself
you.
down, Cat would be probably in a position to help him down.
Okay. Yeah. So who's coming down? Nick. Mikhail isn't coming down immediately. Is anyone else coming down?
Wait, was it
well.
Connor or Koa that was coming down?
Connor.
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 Okay.
Okay. Yeah. With help, you don't need to make a roll. Cat's in her Glabro form, so she can kind of reach up and you're able to pull you down just fine. Why don't you make me a perception roll just as you're coming down, flashlight or whatever you're using in hand. 7 is the difficulty. It's not immediately obvious.
So is it to discern movement, or are we in a dark area?
No, not to discern movement, and it's pretty well lit with all the light that people are shining down into this pit.
Okay. Normal. It's perception and what?
This would be, in this case, wits and perception.
Wits and perception.
Perception and wits are both of the same mental attributes.
Yeah, they are the attributes. So
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be perception alertness. That's what I'm sorry. Yeah, perception alertness.
Will I be allowed to roll as well while I was going down? Then?
Anyone coming down? Yes.
And difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7. Mm-hmm. 2. Okay.
You said perception
2
and
tens.
alertness?
Perception alert. Yes.
Okay. Would uncanny instinct apply to this? I don't know. Just asking.
No.
Okay.
This is just a sight thing.
Okay. Difficulty 7, you said?
Yes, difficulty 7.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Oh, wow. So you definitely catch it. So with the 2, Connor, as you're coming down, you notice there's something weird about the walls. You can't quite decide what it is. Like there's this kind of green powder over everything, and there are parts of the wall where it's not, and then parts of the wall where it is, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to you. It just looks odd. It's patchy. But then as Koa comes down, Koa, you also see the same thing, but you realize that, oh wait, no, someone's like drawn stuff all over these cave walls. And whatever they drew it in is not like a pigment or an ink, so it doesn't stand out, but the green powder didn't grow over what was written here.
Really? So what's spell out? I'm curious now.
Yeah, so as you're coming down, do you have any skill in the occult?
Let me see. Occult. I have investigation, primal urge, nothing in occult.
Nothing in occult. Okay. It looks just like a whole bunch of squiggly little shapes to you.
Okay. I'm gonna point that out.
But you can point it out to you can point it out to folks though, for sure.
I'll point it out to everybody and say somebody wrote stuff down here and it's a bit weird. It's not letters or words, it's different.
And it's on every wall around the pool. So the pool's kind of like in the center, mostly circular, maybe a little elliptical in shape, and there's kind of a walkway around it. And you're looking, and you're flashing your flashlight, kind of putting it at an angle so that you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, there's writing all over the walls, and it goes all the way up to the lip that you came down.
Anyone have a cult?
I have a 3 in occult actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a question of whether or not Barnaby's going down.
Yeah, you know what? That's my interest is spiked. Sure.
There's
weird
writing on all the walls.
Cat is just excited that she can lift Barnaby down.
Yep. Oh yeah, so yeah, using the cat elevator, everyone can come down just fine. So Barnaby, go ahead and make me that roll on a cult. This is it's difficult to read because you're basically just kind of filling it in because there's no it's just the outline of where the green powder isn't that you're seeing. So it's a little difficult. So it's a 7.
Is it a cult with anything else? Enter
Oh, cult intelligence.
just a cult intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
Difficulty
So if
7.
you click a cult and just put down 7 as the difficulty. One success.
2.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's what's popularly called the Enochian alphabet, which there's a lot of like, that might be Hui, it may not be a real thing. Supposedly the alphabet of the angels, etc. You don't know if any of that's really true. But what you do know is you've seen these symbols in this kind of progression before. It's basically it's a ward. It's supposed to be, ward off evil spirits, ward off spirits, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Now, when a cult is a combination, in your case, because you're not in the world of darkness yet, we'll say, it's pop occultism is what you know.
I've read a lot of books. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a weird phase growing up.
Yeah, there you go. You were a goth.
Damn.
I shout down at you. I can totally see that.
I give Michaela a wink.
I'll probably finish my last hit on this one. Flick it away from the cave entrance and make my way down the Cat Express.
Okay. Oak, they've decided to investigate the mines beneath the house.
Hey, am I back home yet, or am I still out working?
No, you've come back. You were having fish and chips with everyone at the dinner table.
Yeah. Some exploration sounds fun.
Yep.
Also would like to
We'll say everybody's down there then. Actually, does anybody stay up top to help everyone get back up, or are you all going down?
Well,
I guess I could stay up here. It lets me keep smoking. Never mind, Cat.
okay.
I take a new rollout and start smoking it.
Tell you what, you've been smoking this whole time, so why don't you give me a check here?
Sure.
Let's do stamina and
Oh no, I only have a 2 in that.
yeah, it's gonna be stamina. And stamina alertness in this case is what I want.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Just 6.
Okay.
Unless this is really primo stuff, and then you can decide what the difficulty is.
I was just smoking the primo stuff when I first got back to the house. I don't want to burn through it all that quickly. So
a 6 will do.
yeah.
All right, 2 successes. Like, so your perceptions are like you're starting to like hear colors a little. And the walls are breathing a little. But for the most part, you're okay.
You guys should be careful down there. The cave might be breathing.
All right, everyone else is down inside this pit then. So Tyr, they found this place that looks like there was either a geological event or maybe they unearthed it from, trying to find gold. But there's a seam in one of these tunnels that just kind of drops down about 15 feet. And then there's this pool of liquid at the bottom. There's kind of a greenish, almost tarnishy looking film over everything, except for on the walls where Barnaby is pointing out there's occult symbols written all over the walls, and you can only see them because the green stuff doesn't want to cover them.
So it's supposed to be warding spell.
Now, I don't have anything in a cult, but is there any chance that the elders or anything in my tribe, I would have seen any of these symbols? Anything
That would also fall under that would also fall under occult.
and you need to be.
You
paying
can
attention
roll
to
intelligence, just straight intelligence if you want. Difficulty is going to be a 7.
Sure. Nope. Never seen this.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's tempting to just roll, see what I get with Cat.
What is this? Is this stuff that they were like chemicals that they used when they were trying to purify the metals, or what is this? Is there any kind of stick or anything to kind of stir it around with?
Hands. I mean,
Yeah,
there's still a
Cat,
stick floating on the water.
Okay.
So you pick up a piece of this vitrified, what used to be a rope ladder with wooden steps on them. It's quite heavy, and you notice that Cat's already tried to poke the water with it. And despite the weight of this, like mostly stone piece of wood now, it doesn't sink. It still floats on the surface of the water.
It's got to have an extremely,
Wait.
extremely high salt content. Keep something that heavy buoyant.
You know what? Cat is entirely immune to to mundane and most magical poisons. She's going to test that by sticking a finger in and going,
I have no idea what lithium tastes like, but yeah.
When we brought
probably
up
doesn't
testing the
taste
water, this is not what I imagined.
look, it came with the werewolf package, or with my werewolf package.
Tastes like
So
licking a battery. We'll go
I
with
can't
that.
imagine it tastes great.
No, it doesn't. Don't lick
I'm gonna
batteries.
Google it. I'm gonna Google what lithium tastes like.
Extremely bitter, if I remember right.
It's
Metallic
yeah.
taste.
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
and the thing is, the cat's like, she pokes it with a stick, and the stick doesn't go in, but her finger goes in just fine. Like she's not really forcing it against a lot of resistance.
No, you do. It's like almost like Jello. You're pushing your finger through Jello, but once you break the
This-
surface tension, it kind of falls in kind of normal.
This is way too like this should not have this much surface tension. This shouldn't be like. This should not. Boing, boing.
I mean, do you think this place would be a good place?
I mean,
I don't know the properties of this stuff.
Well,
We have chemists.
look, it tastes like lithium. It smells like lithium. It's probably lithium. But last I checked,
Isn't that
lithium.
for old people with their heart conditions?
I mean that too, but it's also for batteries. It's extremely valuable too. Any high density of lithium's value. Oh god,
So you're saying that this can be sold for good money? I start looking around for jars.
well, not the way it is now. You'd need extraction refining operations, which would draw a lot of attention. And
Barnaby, you're still looking at the walls. Are you doing anything special other than just looking?
I'm trying to remember what book I read this from. I'll put a hand on it. Try to feel what this was maybe written
Okay.
with.
So yeah, you trace one of the glyphs, and you find that it's very slick. But as soon as you do that, there is disturbance in the water behind everyone. It starts, I told you that there was a little bit of motion to it. It starts to swirl in the middle, and it starts to make like a little spout, a little funnel.
oh,
Everybody up.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? So like it's happening slowly. It's not, it just the motion of the water kind of just stops for a moment, and then it starts doing like this circle, and you have this spout starting to form.
I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna walk over to it and look down.
Okay.
yeah. Cat's also
make
looking
me
down
a-
the spiral.
Both of you guys make me a gnosis roll. There's nothing you
Ooh.
add to it. Just make the gnosis roll.
Oh,
What difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
is everyone looking down?
Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah, you can always spend a willpower for a success.
Okay, because Cat's only got one gnosis.
Yeah.
I got 3.
Okay, so apparently it is not her willpower is not expended, so that's 2 successes. I was
And-
not expecting to succeed.
Would I be able to look down as well?
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. Make me a gnosis
Yo.
check.
I'm stepping back.
Oof.
Oh,
So if I've got this right, Connor, Kat, Koa are the ones that are looking at the pool, right? Everyone else is just kind of backing up or not right near it.
Mhm.
Okay. Connor failed his check, so Kat and Koa are just not there anymore.
oh
For
boy.
one moment they're looking down into this pool, and then they're not.
Well, yeah. Hey guys, I think this place might be a good spot.
I'm still looking down.
The two of you just step sideways. Drawn from the pool, it's kind of a tear in the veil. You've just stepped into the spirit world. You're in the same cave. The lake is still here, but the water is like crystal clear. And there is a fish with like rainbow scales. It's like a koi fish, but its scales are like every color of the rainbow. That's swimming around in this pool. The thing is huge. It's a good 3 foot, 4 foot in length, and it's like chubby fat.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to the fish and I'm gonna put my hand down and see if it'll come to me. And if it does, I'm gonna pet it.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Koa. It comes up to you and it kind of nuzzles on your skin.
I just pet the fish.
Yeah, it's very physical. You can touch it.
I look back to Cat. Well, we're the only ones here with a fish.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Remember the cave? The other cave
Oh yeah, with the yeah,
with the bear and the bird?
yeah. No, they were dead. I looked at the fish. This fish looks alive.
Well, no, the werewolf shaman guy was dead. The bear and the bird, they were spirits.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a spirit fish.
I looked to the fish. Can you understand us? Can you talk?
It slowly winks at you with its left eye.
I take a deep breath and I sigh. I see.
Spirit fish.
We'll cut back. Your two friends just disappeared. The swirling in the water has stopped, and it's just become placid again. If any of you now look into the pool, you can kind of see the reflections of everybody in the room, but you can still actually see the reflections of Kat and Koa. They're just not physically here, but you can see the reflections in the pool.
Kind of looking down, reaching over like to the side, like where they should be, and like trying to feel.
Yeah. You'd be hitting Kat on the back of the head right now if she were there, but
So, she's...
Mhm. But guys, we're a little bit after midnight here, so we'll call it a night here. Two of you just step sideways into, well, a special place. Barnaby's discovered there's occult Nokian runes all over these walls, and it appears that you might have disturbed it by touching one of the runes there. Not exactly sure what went on.
Fish.
Mikhail's still huffing a joint up top, completely not knowing what's going on. If anyone else down below,
Just
so
having
I
a good
guess
completely
time.
different kind of spirit realm.
yeah. So I guess we'll end it there with the explorations and stuff. So we got some things going on. The local bigwig, Bryce Potter, who owns most of the town, is looking at buying this property of land for some reason, for a princely sum of $2 million, and offering Kat or anyone that can grease the wheels along a 2% cut of that. You found a large deposit of natural lithium, and something else down here. So we'll call it there. Oak, you played another game tonight?
I'm not positive yet. We should be, but I have not heard from our other DM yet, so I'm not sure if we're going to play any D&D tonight or not. But if we do, it will be in about 30, 45 minutes.
Cool. And Oak's link is there in the chat. Anyone else got anything they want to plug?
Tomorrow at 3:30 Central Time, I'll be over on Party Wipe Games in a game of Change Stars. It's in the late stages of the beta now. It's pretty exciting.
Cool. And I just dropped all of our social links, but the easy way is to go to BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. All of our social links are there, as well as 16 years of podcasts. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot there. Thanks so much for everybody stopping in tonight and listening to us play. And we will see you the next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Have a good
Goodbye,
night,
everybody.
Bye.